So the last video I made about retouching did so well, and most of you guys left amazing comments and I was so happy reading them. One of the comments that stood out to me was somebody made a request. It says, can you make a tutorial about retouching an outdoor full body picture? That is probably raw from a shoot. So from dropping it to Photoshop or Lightroom, frequency separation, color grading, dodging and bending, sharpening to export, right? So I thought about this and I'm like, okay, I'm going to reply this comment with a video, and this is that video. So I went online and I downloaded a few raw footages. Okay, I didn't use ones that I've shot myself. I got this collection. I'll put these pictures in the description below so you can have access to them and play with them. I think these are very nice photos. I'm seeing one camera, one light, but it's amazing. The pictures are very nice. So you have a lot of greens going on in the background because of the trees, and I love that. So we're going to, I think it is like probably f1.8 or less, because the blurring is so unique and it just separates the background from the person. But I'll go with this more almost close to full body picture because my new friend says that he wants such a picture. So there's the picture here. I'm dragging it into Photoshop. I could go into Lightroom, but let's use Photoshop for today, okay? So I drag it into Photoshop, and guess the first thing that happens. Because, whoop, I think that picture is a JPEG. Let me check. Oh, so sorry enough, this picture happens to be a JPEG. Let me see the size, but it's 12 megabytes, so that's quite big. I know you mentioned that you wanted a raw photo, but we have a JPEG here, so please forgive me. The other option that I got from the downloads is an outdoor photo as well, but as you can see, it's not really a full body picture, and I think it's quite a nice shot, you know. Nice framing, amazing yellows and greens, perfect contrast here, lovely skin and catchy facial expression, and very blurry background. So I'm thinking it's a very long lens with like some f4 or some long lens with a very f1.8 because this background seems to be very blurry. All right, so I could go with this. This is it's a raw photo shot with a Nikon camera because we have .nef. So I could use this, but I think because this happens to be more of like a full body shot, I'm thinking about going with this. I don't even know what to go right now, but let me know. Do you want to see this one too as well, or I should just go ahead and work with the other one? Let's go with this one, okay? It doesn't have a lot of face in it. Let me see whether I have options with a lot of face in it. So this is a nice one with a lot of face in it. Are these pictures already retouched? Okay, they are not yet retouched. Yeah, they are not yet retouched. All right, so if you brought a raw picture in, let me show you what happens. If I bring a raw photo into Photoshop like so, it doesn't automatically open like this JPEG picture did. This is what will happen. First of all, camera raw will open because the picture is a raw photo. So camera raw opens first, all right? So here, what I will usually do is just quickly adjust a few things. I'm not trying to color grade here. I don't try to color grade when I'm bringing a picture into Photoshop. And this is just like single pictures. If it was a large piece, I'll use Lightroom. All right, so I'll just check. I'm just looking at the lighting and correcting a few things. So before, after. Whoa. Okay. Before. So this is the before, and this is the after. You see, I'm probably even doing like some horrible job. All right, so I'll just get that one done, and when I click on OK, look at what happens. It says preparing smart objects, blah 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 blah, and then it brought it here. So it would have come just like this. Okay. It will just open, and then you have this simple background layer like so. Okay. So this is the very first step. What I'll also do is I'll have my navigator here, and I'll move this navigator here. Okay, let's continue, guys. So if you have your picture brought in like so, and I just think I should just do this. So this is a few pictures I took of my friend today. All right, I'm just opening it up. That's a raw picture. Guess what happens the moment I open a raw picture? It goes to camera raw. Okay, so we can see that this is a camera raw picture. I quickly have to just work. Once again, I'm not trying to color grade in the first step here. I'm just trying to get the color correction right. So I take my, usually some of these cameras are very contrasty, so I just drop my contrast down a little bit. Let me see the highlights. Yeah, I'll take my highlights down. Everything looks too bright. White. And I think the exposure is just quite right. So just to make sure he's looking all good. All right, and I'll just click on open. Okay, I clicked on what? Open. And just realize that this has, you see, it's the same thing as this one. Because this was a JPEG, I didn't go through camera raw. It came here straight away. But because this was a raw photo, so this .arw, so that's shot with a Sony camera. So this is Sony raw photo. So it comes here, I have background. It's locked, it comes here to have the same thing. So if you brought a JPEG in, you come directly in here. If you brought a raw photo in, you come in here. So whichever one you bring in, you just look at that and you work with it. So the first step I'm going to do is, I'm just going to drag this one down here like so. I'll duplicate it. Now watch what I'm doing. I have free actions for you. Okay, free actions for frequency separation. All you have to do is just click on the link below, download the action, install the action, and you are good to go. And then you can follow the steps that I have here for you. So I didn't duplicate this. Let me delete this. There are so many ways to duplicate. You can just do Ctrl+J, and then you see the name it gives to it here. It says layer 1. My actions don't work when you have layer 1 there. Okay, I should probably look at how to upgrade my action so it works regardless. So you have to click on the background, drag it to the plus at the bottom here, and when you do so, it will say background copy. It's very important. Okay, I mean it. Background copy. And on this background copy, one of the first things I'm going to do, I'm going to go around and remove little pimples and blemishes from the photo. Luckily for me, this lady has almost perfect skin. Or if I should say, she has my skin. I'm kidding. I don't have such. I don't have the best of skins. All right, so I quickly take my spot healing tool. You could use the healing whatever one. I'll use the spot healing tool because I'm feeling good today. I'm trusting AI to do the skin. I don't even think I should do this. Let me just look in the environment. All right, so this right here is a navigator. If you don't have it, you go to Windows and you look for N navigator. It should be there. When you click on it, you see it. Whoop, I just hit it. N for navigator. It comes. You can get access to the whole picture here. I decided to move it in there. So I'm just getting rid of things that I don't want in here. I'll probably make my, because this, yeah, that doesn't look in the background. I'm just taking all of those little things off. Remember, this is on the first background copy. I'm just taking these little things out. If everywhere is green like this, people won't really notice, but if it was much more detailed, and also once again, the person shot at a very shot with a very blurry background, give us this bokeh. Is it bokeh? Is it bokeh? What is it? Bokeh or bokeh? Okay, so now we have this background copy. Once you have this and you've removed all your blemishes and all your imperfections, I won't call them imperfections, just blemishes and a few things that you have to make right. The next thing is to go to the actions tab here. If you don't have actions, click on Windows and then A for actions. It will just be there. Like so. So you see, I have my face smoothing action here. If you don't have it, click on the link below once again, download it. Once you have it downloaded, click on this three things by the action here, and then look for, what's the name? Where is it? Set action, load action. And when you click on load action, you navigate to where the action is and then you install it. Okay, so I have it here. Remember, the background copy should be very on. You have the name background copy here, and let's run this action. So it will create a lower frequency for me. I say okay. Higher frequency, I say okay. Now the blur for the Gaussian blur, you pay attention to this and you try yourself. If you give too much blur, I don't know what will happen to the picture. The picture could be very, very dangerous. But what I'll do is that I will always keep increasing the blur. If you look at the radius here, I can still see all the skin textures, right? So I'll keep increasing the blur like that until I can no longer see the skin textures. Everything is just like smooth. Some pictures are, especially those headshots where you have a lot of textures that are very, very, very clear. You might use a higher Gaussian blur radius. But here, I think 1.7 does the trick. I'll just click on OK, and then we'll keep moving on. So apply image. Make sure you have layer go at lower frequency. I think if you're first time, I have it at lower frequency, like so. Blending mode should be add, and then opacity 100, but make sure the scale is at 2, offset at 1, very important. And then click on invert. It's very important, you have to invert it. And you click on OK. After that, it will put in a group for you, it will put a black and white layer on it for you. You click OK, it will do the magic for you. Trust me, you don't have to worry so much. But I will turn off the black and white for now. And make sure you have your lower frequency once again separated. Click on your lower frequency because that's where all the magic for the retouching and frequency separation is going to happen. So I have my lower frequency selected like so. I'll go to my brush tool, and then I have brush tool here, but I'm going for the mixer brush. And on the mixer brush, please take note of this setting. I have my wet to be 7%, load 75%, mix 95%, flow 100%, and then I have this on. It says that clean brush. After each stroke, clean the brush, wipe it fresh. I don't want you to paint on red and bring some of the red into green. So after every stroke, clean the brush for me. Then I have here, it should probably be on custom, all right? And then click on here and say clean brush, not load brush, clean brush. Now let's just zoom in once again, and let's get the retouching going. This picture has, because it's an outdoor and it's a full body shot, it has a lot less of the person's skin, which I'm thanking my God for. This pretty lady here, yeah. So I don't have to do so much work, and she has good skin, and the makeup artist was amazing. So yeah, that kind of helps out. So I'm just going to start mixing. Once again, if you are beginning like I am, you don't know where your midtones, your shadows and everything are, there's one thing that will help you. You use a black and white layer on it. So where you have a lot of whites, those are your highlights. They're in between the whites and the very blacks. So you have a dark grays, those are your midtones, and then the very blacks are your shadows. What you want to do is you want to mix each of them separately. Mix whites, highlights different, shadows different, and then midtones different. Don't mix a highlight into a shadow and mix it into a midtone. It will not be good for you. So you can see, if you double click on it like so, you realize that the skin is usually around the reds. It has to do with the reds. You see, everything I'm doing here is just affecting the face. So you bring it down until you can clearly see the differences in the highlights and everything. Once again, select your lower frequency and let's get to work. Today I'm using the black and white just so that if you are starting out like me, it will be easier. It will be easy for you. So I'm going to just keep mixing the whites. Don't spend too much time on one place. Otherwise, the picture becomes cartoonish. We don't want to create a cartoonish picture. The lady is already sweet. Let's not make it give someone diabetes. So once in a while, you turn off the black and white just to see what you are doing, and then you also turn off the group to see the effect of the work that you are doing. Once again, this picture is already looking good even without retouching, so it's just a little here and there, not so important. So I just work on it quickly. So like so. Almost done. So thank God I have only her face to work on. Her hand is probably, we should work on her hand. If you want to really go in depth about a retouching video, I have a video specifically made for retouching where I took my time to explain how I even created the action. So if you click on the link there now, you can go watch that video. So the next thing I'm going to do is that I would have gone with my, what is the name of that one? Hue and saturation layer, so that I'll get the eyes to become whiter and the teeth too. But the lady seems to have white eyes already. Alright, so the next thing for me is I'm going to go straight into the color grading. And how do I get about that? Look at this, look at this. I'm going to create a new layer, an empty new layer, alright? And I'm going to take a snapshot of everything that is here right now and put that on that new layer and work on that layer. I'm working in layers so that at any point in time I can just quickly, if I make a mistake somewhere along the line, I can just reverse my steps and I won't be having to do a lot of Control Z, but just rather deleting some layers and then re-continuing again. It makes it easier. I mean, I'm not going to lose anything with having the layers there. Okay, so I'll hold Alt Control Shift E. So that's what it does. It creates a new layer and it creates a new layer, empty new layer, takes a snapshot of all the work that we've done below, slaps it on top of the new empty layer, and then we have it here. So there's nothing really going on. But now we have to color grade this picture. So with this layer selected, I'm going to go all the way to the up there and go to layer, filter, yep, and I'll go down and I'll go to camera raw filter. Control Shift A is a shortcut I always use, but for your sake, we have to go that route. So let's look at this. We are going into the color grading. There's a lot of greens in this picture. I don't hate greens. I love greens. Okay, I don't like frogs too, but I love greens. But what I want to do is that I want the person to stand out. I'll show you a trick. That's the trick I'm talking about. I'll show you a trick later on. I'm going to make sure these greens are kind of subtle in the background and not so into our face. I don't like not too much greens. So the first thing I'm going to do once again is take my blacks down because she's in black. So take the blacks down, and that's increasing the contrast. You can see already. This was before, just with the blacks. See the amazing job that I was doing. Take down the highlights once again. Yeah, and then compensate that with a little shadow so that her face kind of lights up, and take the contrast up just a little bit. Good, good. We are getting there. And the next is I'm going to go all the way to my, what's the name? My curves. All right. So in my curves, I have red. This one here, it says the red channel, green channel, and blue channel. Wait, that's like RGB, red, green, and blue. Okay. So watch something. This is the point curve. This is like all of them put together. I'm going to make a click here at this corner here. So that's like for what's the name? Shadows. This is blacks, and I have here. This is midtones. This is my what's this wall? And that's my highlight. This is my white, and that's my highlight. So if I move this up, see what happens to the picture. I see what's happening to the picture. You see? I'm just playing with it, right? So the thing is that let's not be scared with color grading. The trick to amazing color grading is that try and just see, move things around, see how it's making things look, and then play around with it. So here, I think I'll just take this one up just a little bit. Yeah, let's create this charcoal-y thing. All right, this is how it looked. Now I just made the blacks look a little, something, right? And then I'll probably take the shadows up a little bit too. Yep, I'm getting in trouble. All right, so I'll take that one down just a little bit, and then bring my highlight down. And you see, no, not so much. If I click on the eye here, this is before and this is after, before and after. So we are heading towards flat. We moved away from flat, going back to flat. I'm going to click on the last channel, the blue channel right there, and I'm going to do the same thing. But the reason why I'm doing this is that I want to put a little blue here in the very blacks. You see what I'm doing here? If you move up, you are putting blue in the very blacks, and then if you move it this way, I'm putting orange in there, like very black. So I'm going to put a little blue in there, yeah, just to give it like some bluish thing. I love that. I love that looks a lot in my picture. So in the shadows, I'm going to put orange there. So there's like some orange and blue thing. They contrast so well and make the picture look like amazing. It's amazing. All right, and if I go here, so we have red and magenta. I think that's magenta. All right, I'm going to click on the highlights here, and I'm going to add some. Let me click here so it doesn't move. So I add a little magenta low key into the highlight, and yeah, that's so. I love this already. Look at this before and after. Before and after. I know what you're thinking. It looks greenish-ish things. Yeah. What did you expect? I'm kidding, guys. So don't worry. We are working our way up there. I'll find it very soon. So that was for the curve. I'm going to go all the way straight to the mixer, color mixer here. So here we get to play with the colors. All right. We have the hue, which is the type of color. We have the saturation, the amount of the color, and then the luminance, whether bright or dark, the color. So I'm going for the reverse. I go to my luminance here. I go to my greens, take the greens down, like take it down. Not 100%, but like take it down as much as I can take it down. All right. And then let me see. So here, the trick here is once again, play with the colors. See what it affects. And see whether you want to bring it up. Okay, here, I think I want to kind of bring it up. Purples, take it up and down. Take it down. I don't need it. Let me see the magenta. Hey, if this magenta, that was probably cyan, red and cyan. All right. Okay, so this is for the face. Let's zoom in. The one thing you don't want to do is mess with the face. Let the King of Glory. So I'll kind of take it up a little because I like the effect it's giving to me. And then you have the orange, which is clearly only her face. You can see she's already. I just do like +5 on that one. And the red is like her lips. Yeah, let's make that a little like -5. Next, let's go to the hue before we come to the saturation. So the hue is the color. We get to play with the colors here. So let's go to the green. If I take this green this way, see how it's looking like it's fall. If I take it this way, it looks like it's summer. So it depends on the feel you want. Some people will stay here and they'll be okay with this. I will take this here a little, give it that look, right? And then the yellows. Please, if you're playing the yellows and the orange, make sure you look at her skin before you make these tweaks. All right, so I'll keep it here. Please let reds be red. I'll let my red be red because affecting her lips only. So please let the reds be red. And remember, this color grade is just for this photo because I'm outdoor and it's a lot of greens with very minimal yellows and reds in other areas. Let me see the orange. Yeah, please keep the orange where it is. If for anything, just take it here a little. And guys, look at before and after. Before and after. Before and after. Oh my God. I can't even believe I could even color grade like this. I can't believe. I'm so blown. Like this video. Alright. So that's the color mixer. I'm down in there. There could be some color grading, but I think I've done anything I had to do with my curves. My curves are like magic for me. I just use them to throw the light in where I want to do. So I'll just click on OK. Once again, guys, before and after. Yeah, I click on OK and we bring it in. Remember how I told you that I work with layers? This is why. Because now this color grade is just a layer. If I delete this layer now, I can just go and regenerate that layer again and color grade another one. It's all layers. There's nothing emotional here, all layers. All right, but then I want to separate the lady from the background even more. This is the trick I'm talking about. If you've made it so far to this video, it means you're a big fan of mine and I'm a big fan of you too. So please like this video. It means a lot for the algorithm to reach more people so that we can, keep making more videos for you. The thing that helps with separation is what we call contrast. Now, contrast can be achieved in so many ways. If something is white and the other is black, that's big contrast. If something is big and if one is big, the other small, that's like very big contrast. If one is saturated and the other one is desaturated, that's big contrast. If one is on the other end of the color wheel and one is on the other end of the color wheel, that is also very big contrast. And in this picture like this, and in any picture you probably be working on, with this concept, you can use that to, big and small. You're going to use the concept of colors and saturation to create contrast between the model and its background environment, so that you can draw eyes straight to the model. This is what I will do. So I will duplicate this layer with Alt, Ctrl, Shift, and E. Alright, I duplicate that. My machine is loading, so then I'm going to click on W or select your object selection tool and click on Select Subject. Good, it's for selecting, that's what I was checking. So we have the picture selected here. I'm going to mask this picture. So look at the right bottom corner here. We have this thing here. Click on Mask. And right now you can't really see that. If I hold Alt and click on the eye by here, you can see I've just selected this picture and the background is not selected. Be mindful of this. Hold Alt again and click, every layer is showing. So I'll duplicate this. And the one at the top, I'm going to leave it the way it is, but on the mask at the previous one, I'm going to invert this mask. If you don't know what that means, look at this. I did Ctrl I. So you click on the mask, make sure the mask is selected. Ctrl I, it will invert the mask. Alright. Now if I hold Alt and click on that eye again, you see what happens? It means we are having all the background selected, but the person in there is not selected. So any effect I apply to this picture here doesn't apply to, it applies to everything except this minus this selection. And if I go to the other one, every effect I apply to this picture here applies to only the lady, but not to the surroundings. So I can use that to apply two different things. So remember, this is just environment only. So let's go to the environment. So the environment only, you go to pre-select the picture, not the mask. Go to filter. Let's go to camera raw filter. So what I will do is I would make one end cold and the other end warm. So the picture will be, the person will be warm and the background will be cold. So if you go all the way up, I think it's now in color. Yeah, the temperature, you see, cold, warm, cold, warm. They contrast very well. So I'm going to make this one very cold. So like say minus 8. And I'll say okay. And all of a sudden, in fact, I didn't even have to do anything to this. Look at this. This was before. Now after, you see, the surrounding has become cold, and she is still what? Warm. I would have gone ahead to make her warmer, but I wouldn't anymore because it has already been done the trick. So that is it. The next thing is I'm going to just do Ctrl, Alt, and I, or better still, I'll just say Image, and I'll go to Image Size, and 4480 pixels is a lot. Okay, it's a lot. So I'll just do 1080 times, the times is the asterisk sign, 1080 times 2, and I'll click on OK. (1080 times 2). Oh, I didn't even check if it was Alright, Ctrl 0 to everything up, and then now let's export it. So Alt, Ctrl, Shift, W, or you can go to File and you say Export. Export as, very important, importante, very important, and then it's probably loading in the background. Yeah. And here it says 1 megabyte, which I think is fair. Depending on what, don't give your clients like a file that is like 20 megabytes. What are you trying to do? Kill the person. So, except they are going to use it for a particular reason. So I think 2.8 is a lot. I would have done 1 megabyte if I went to social media. So please keep it in JPEG. Make sure you have convert to sRGB, embed color profile, and then yeah, so that is it. When you're done, you click on export like I'm doing here, and I'll just name this one Export 1. If you want to learn more about color grading, please click on that video and learn more about color grading. Catch you in the very next one. Peace.